Welcome dear student. Once again in my channel we are dealing with the protozoa, and in today's lecture we will see the economic importance of protozoa. As you know very well, the protozoans are unicellular eukaryotic microorganisms. They can't be seen with the naked eyes as they are microscopic. Though are useful as well as harmful one to the human being. And in today's lectures we will see what are the uses from the protozoan and what are the harms from the protozoan. First of all, we will see the useful protozoa. In useful protozoa, there are many protozoans which are useful to the human beings or in ecosystem or mankind. Likewise, number first, these protozoans are used as a food. There are different kinds of small crustacean larvae as well as the larvae of other organisms like this poriferans and so on. They feed on the protozoans. The larvae of these crustaceans which feeds on the protozoan, along with that the fishes which feeds on this larvae, as well as humans which feeds on the fishes. And in this way, directly or indirectly, protozoans are used as a food material by the human beings. So they are used as a food directly by different kinds of the crustacean larvae and the smaller fishes or the larvae of other phyla. Then these protozoans are helpful in sanitation, as these protozoans which feeds on the harmful bacteria generally pollute the water, and by feeding on this bacteria which causes this pollution in water or the harmful bacteria in water, these protozoans automatically clean the water, and due to this it become drinkables or for the domestic use. Then if we see the third of the protozoans which are showing symbiotic associations with other organisms. There is a group of protozoans which is called as symbiotic which are making associations with the other organisms. Likewise, this Trichonympha and Colonympha which form the associations with the termites, and they live into the gut of the termites, which helps to the termite to digest the food, as well as these protozoans are getting the shelter into the gut of the termite, forming the symbiotic association. Protozoans which forming the oceanic ooze and forming fossil at the ocean. And the examples are Foraminifera and Radiolari. So these are the protozoans which secrete the calcium carbonates and forming this oceanic, which nutrite the bottom of the ocean, and due to this it become more fertile for growth of the weeds into the waters, aquatic weeds. And these aquatic weeds on which the different kinds of the other organisms feeds, herbivores. So automatically they nutrite the oceanic waters. Then these protozoans are used in scientific study. Though they are small, they are easy to study into the laboratory, and for that purpose these protozoans are used in scientific study. As they are smaller in size and they reproduce fastly, for the study of genetics as well as fertility information, these are to be studied in laboratory, as well as to know and how these activities are going to be formed in cellular levels. For that purpose, these are to be studied into the laboratory. These protozoans are also used for the explorations of the oil. These foraminiferans and radiolarians deposits the calcium carbonate, and their deposits shows the sign of oil. The plenty of foraminiferans and radiolarians which show there might be the chances of oil, and for that purpose the geologist as well as the paleontologist studied foraminiferans as well as radiolarians. These are some uses from the protozoans. The protozoans are also harmful to the human beings, and also they causes damage. Along with this, there is again the vast group of the protozoans which damages the human beings. Number first, we'll see the water pollution. There are some protozoans which pollute the water, and due to this it get turbids as well as a bad odor. Water pollution is also caused by some of the protozoans. some of the protozoans which reduces the soil fertility. Then some of the protozoans are parasitic. There is a most important groups of the protozoans which are parasitics and causing the tremendous damage or loss. These in this parasitic category, protozoans are to be classified into two groups, ectoparasite as well as endoparasite. If you see this ectoparasite, there is example Hydromoeba hydroxena, which is the parasite of Hydra, ectoparasites of Hydra. Then Costa necatrix, which is a ectoparasite of epidermis of fish. So these are two examples which are ectoparasite, and there is a vast group of the protozoans which are endoparasite like Entamoeba, Trichomonas, Balantherium. These are the endoparasite. There are some pathogenic protozoans like Entamoeba gingivalis, which causes disease pyorrhea of the teeth, which causes the pus into the gum, and this Trypanosoma gambians, which causes the African sleeping sickness. Then Leishmania donovani, which causes the leishmaniasis or Kala Azar. There are different species of the Plasmodium which causes the malaria in human. Likewise, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, and the Plasmodium vivax. There are different species of the Babesia which also causes the different kinds of the diseases in human. This Entamoeba histolytica, which found into the gut of the human being and causes damage, and amoebic dysentery. Likewise, these are some useful as well as harmful protozoans showing this economic importance. Hope you understood the useful as well as harmful protozoans, and thank you very much for watching the entire video.